Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here. Firstly, I just want to put a little notice out there that I've been experiencing a little problems with my lighting. One of my lights occasionally will flicker, which is distracting to me and possibly distracting to you. I've also been having my curtain open to my left-hand side, using the natural light, but I think it's actually been causing some issues. So my very big apologies to anyone who's found the lighting problematic of late. Obviously it's not sorted. I thought I had it sorted, but obviously I don't. So it's an ongoing process. It depends on the weather, what time of day I am recording, and I think sometimes I've been recording in the afternoon and not double checking that the lighting is okay. So again, my huge apologies for that. Hopefully that won't happen today. The curtain is closed for one. Okay, let's get into today's project. It's probably going to be a shortish video. I'm going to work on my tag for the virtual tag swap. Now, if you have not heard of that before, it is a little activity that I run over in my Facebook group, and the link to that group is in the description box if you want to go check it out. And it's a virtual swap, so we don't actually exchange physical items, we exchange prompts, which makes it easy to participate wherever you are in the world, so you don't have to worry about posting anything out, the time frame of that, or the cost of that. So for this month, I swapped prompts with Joey from Joey Cardmaker, who is Joey Cardmaker, and it's really done my head in. I've been overthinking it so much. So I assign a universal prompt for everybody that they can use or not use, and this month it was outer space. And then Joey, delightful, lovely man, assigned me the prompt metallic, which he said he was being kind to me, and he definitely was, but I just had so many options. And even this morning, like, I grabbed out paint, I grabbed out an image from a book, I grabbed out tinfoil. I was prepping to do one thing and then changed my mind yet again. So what I have prepared is just this. This is watercolor paper, 300 GSM, and I've prepared it with watercolors, making sort of a galaxy type feel to it. Now normally I would go ahead and splatter this with white paint to create those star effect. Today I'm not going to do that. So first off, let's cut it into a tag shape, because I'm definitely not going to use this whole thing. How do we feel about 3.5 inches? I was also going to do this watercolor work on camera, but it was so wet, saturated, and I realized I would not be able to do it on camera and, you know, let it dry within any kind of reasonable time frame. So I apologize that I did this background part off camera. There are plenty of tutorials and things on YouTube and on the internet on how to create a galaxy effect. I haven't done it for a long time, so this is not normally how it would look, but it's, you know, it's okay. It still has that effect. So which way up would I like it? I have got a little bit of fuzziness happening from where I tore it out of the pad of paper. So I am just being very pedantic here and trimming it up, because I just don't like that wee bit of fuzziness. Okay, here we go. So tag shape, which way up? I think this way. And as it's 300 GSM, like, it's really heavy enough. I don't need to back it or layer it up with anything to make it stronger. It is quite strong enough. It is still a little damp, just a little bit, because I used a lot of water. Okay, so for the stars, I do want stars. Is that, yeah, that's kind of big enough. I'm going to use this gold glitterific. Now, if I had silver, I would use silver, but I don't. I only have the gold, and I think gold stars are perfectly fine. So let's put some of this beautiful stuff on that I got from my gorgeous friend Lydia for my birthday. She spoilt me, and I'm going to cover the whole thing. The whole jolly thing is going to get covered in this glitter. Oops. So pretty. It's like so pretty. So this is metallic. So we're hitting that prompt from Joey, but it's not going to stop there. I have other ideas. So I'm using quite a lot of this product, and it's not a cheap product, but I think it's going to be worth it. No, Lydia gave it to me to be used, and I'm going to use it, by golly. Right, so this will need, it doesn't take too long to dry, but it will need some drying time. I might end up perhaps pausing the camera. I don't know. We'll see. We'll move on with other steps and see how this is situated when I've done kind of the next couple of things I want to do for this. Right, I think that's pretty well covered. I don't really want to waste the glitter that's on the palette knife there. What can I wipe it off on that won't waste it? I don't know. We'll just wipe it off. Don't be too precious. Trying not to be too precious. So if you're keen to give this virtual tag swap a go, I'll be posting the new sign-ups probably at the weekend or early next week for November's virtual tag swap. Okay, so I've just set that aside to, as I said, dry a little bit. And I've got this cute little stamp set with a unicorn and rainbows. And what I want is this little sentiment down here saying, "You were born to sparkle." So put that on my block, and I think I want to do it onto tracing paper, which I did grab a piece out. And because it's on tracing paper, I'm going to use my Stays On ink pad, which is in Ganesh. They didn't have it in black. I would have liked a black one, but this was the closest. And it's a very dark black brown, so it's just a bit softer than black. So all good. Yeah, that's fine. Happy with that. Right, just give my stamp a little clean. Wipe with the wet wipe, which isn't very wet anymore. Right, so I'm going to give that a moment to dry as well. I've got lots of things that need to dry, and I'm going to use the tin foil that I grabbed out. I can actually see where I have tried sharpening my punch there previously. It's not seeming to work for me. It just keeps munching. So let's try using a bit of paper, and I want to punch out a circle. Yeah, see, it's not punching properly at that point. I'm not quite sure why. A little bit of damage, but other than that, it's okay. Just while I'm here, let's try it the other way round and try the paper on top. This has got nothing to do with the tag swap. It's just like you're supposed to be able to use tinfoil to sharpen your punches, but for me it just doesn't seem to work. So am I doing something wrong? Tell me if you've got experience with tinfoil and sharpening punches. Tell me how you do it successfully. Is it just that I need to do... see, I can't even get it in now. It just wants to pour catch. It wants to catch. Maybe I need to do it this way. Oh, goodness. Am I making it look difficult? Because it sure feels difficult. There we go. Yeah, see, it didn't punch any better, really. So let's just stop that nonsense. Yeah, I don't know. Am I doing it wrong, guys? Do you know? Or is it just that my punch does not like tinfoil? I think perhaps this one was slightly better than this one. So we might go with this one, just give it a little trim up on the bits that didn't punch out properly. Because I love my circle punches. I wish they didn't get dull. But that's kind of not the reality of things, is it? Right, things get dull when they get used. Okay, how's this going? Whoops. It's still quite wet, I think. Oh, no, it's getting there. It's just tacky at the moment. So it still needs some time. So what I'm thinking is this is going to be somewhere. So metallic, somewhere on there. We have our sentiment, which I want to fussy tear out. Is it dry enough? It's almost. I think we can carefully tear it out. Try not to put my fingers over top of the text. Whoops. Give it a bit more shape. Take off that point. And maybe a little bit more off that piece there. Sticking out a little bit too much. Oh, where's that from? Is that from watercolor? Gosh, I'm a messy pup. Maybe it came off the wet wipe. I don't know, but gosh. Art is messy, my friends. It's just the way it is. Okay, well, certainly I'm messy with art. So do I want to layer this up with anything? I actually quite like it like that. How am I going to adhere it? Glue, or I'm thinking double-sided tape. The tape will probably show through, but we're going to go with it. And I think I'm just going to put it on now, because while the glue's wet, it's just going to help it stick, isn't it? The glue from the Glitterific. So about there, I think. So, oops, I just tore off some of that tape onto my finger. It's cheap tape, so getting all stuck up. So put it right under the words, and then maybe it might kind of disappear, hopefully, a little bit. I like the way I'm seeing the glitter kind of go holographic when I hold the tracing paper over top. Super pretty. Right, I think maybe if I just kind of like press down on it. Oops, getting glitter on top with the wipe here, just to kind of press it into the glue if it's still a little bit wet. I find that double-sided tape barely noticeable actually, which is happy. Okay, just have a few little bits of glitter that are hanging off the edge, which don't really want them. Actually, can I trim that rather than take the whole piece off? Okay. Oh, it's so sparkly. Can you see that sparkle? I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, and bearing in mind it is still a little bit wet. Okay, so here we've got, like, it could be the moon, it could be a planet, it could just be a giant star. I don't think it really matters what it is. I feel like I've got a big area and I'm not sure what I want to put in it, if anything. So how do I want to adhere this? I think double-sided tape again would be the best option. So let's just tape this up. This is going to flatten out some of the crinkles, which is okay. And just a little bit. Peeling the backing off is the worst, isn't it? It's just the most difficult part. So now that I've got that off, I can put this little bit here. And I'm happy to use this tin foil because it was just like I'd torn off some to use for cooking and had a bit too much and tore off some of that, and it's like, well, it's not big enough to cook anything with, but it's hanging around in the drawer getting munched and crinkled, and which is just perfect for this type of thing. Bit of crinkled tin foil, great resource in the kitchen. How many supplies do you steal out of your kitchen or bathroom or something for use in your art or your craft? I have a feeling a lot of us do that quite often. It's like, oh, that's a good shape, I can use that. Oh, that's a good texture, I can use that on the gel plate or wherever. So it's not quite a perfect circle, but it is good enough, and I love the texture. So originally I was going to cover the whole tag in tin foil and then go over it with some black paint to try, you know, add some depth and things. But anyway, maybe on another day. Right, there's this big blank space. What do I want to do there? I could add perhaps some, like a shooting star. Let's put the stamp back away before I lose it. Or there's these really cool stars there. Let's stamp some out and see what we think. There's two different sizes of these kind of sketchy like stars. And I'm thinking on the vellum. Do I want them on the vellum? Yeah, let's try it. We may as well give it a go. Oops, don't want you upside down though. Can I fit? Might be able to fit them on that wee scrap. Using up some scraps, that's cool too. So if you want to see previous tags that have been made, you can search the hashtag virtual tag swap on Instagram. I think on YouTube. I think it will work on YouTube. I'm not sure how many of them I've actually done on camera. I've done some, but I don't always. Sometimes I just make them and post them in the Facebook group and on Instagram. Okay, this one I did first, so I think I'll cut these out. And this I did not intend. I just felt like there's too much blank area in the middle. Bit plain, even with all the glitter and the galaxy type background, it just feels a bit empty. So I'm not cutting these out perfectly, I'm just going around the shape. keeping an eye on the time too, because I forgot to turn off my alarm for my calcium, so I thought I'd have plenty of time before it's due to go off, which is why I didn't. But I'm like, better keep an eye on the time in case we get a rude interruption from my alarm. Yeah. Do I really want to put double-sided tape? I don't think I want to try double-sided tape on these. So I'm going to try glue, tacky glue, and see how that performs. And maybe just like draw the shape of the star with the glue, kind of. I think that'll work fine. It's very windy today. There are warnings out for gale force nor'west winds. Nor'west is our hot wind. And it was a stunning day yesterday, and today is supposed to be not quite as hot, but with those big winds. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad, because I'll be down at the food bank this afternoon. Oh, it was just such a glorious day yesterday, it really was. And I got to see the mother hen with her ducklings. They are growing so quick. 9 ducklings, and they were right up against the glass door beside where I work out of at the food bank. And so I got quite a good photo. They're so cute. They're not really human shy either. They did back off a little when I was on the other side of the door, but not very far. So sweet. Oops, bit of glue seepage. I might have to put some under the points there because they are lifting. Some glue is what I'm saying. Some. Probably because that glitter glue is drying now. Mostly dry. Sorry about my hand in the way. Actually, I might put some under the edge of this as well. If it shows, so be it. Push it down. I'm getting grubby fingers. I've never done something like this before, so I'm very much experimenting and playing. Right, we need at least 3 stars. We might not use the 4th because I like odd numbers. Aesthetically pleasing, unless you're going symmetrical, where an even number works best. Unless you put the odd number right in the middle of the symmetry, that can work. But then again, you're back to odd numbers. So making a little pile of offcuts here. So have you guys got any plans for the weekend? As you are watching this, I'll be out, because this is going up on Friday, I'll be out having lunch with my family, with my extended family. And we've had another death in the family this week. Actually, yesterday, as I'm recording this, it was yesterday. I know him. I've sat beside him at lunch. I've talked with him, although I find it difficult to talk with him because I couldn't understand a lot of what he was saying, because he's very slurry in his words. But yeah, he passed away yesterday, so I'm fine about it. I wasn't like really close to him or anything. I just know him, you know, and he's a member of the family. I might put that down there. Yeah, so you know, it happens. We all get older, and he hasn't been well for a long time. He's been in and out of hospital and things, so yeah, but always sad for those. There's a number of other people in, like his brothers, that go to the lunch as well, so I'm sad for them. So it'll be interesting to see whether they actually come along, or because I don't know when the funeral will be. But whoever turns up will turn up, and we'll have a nice lunch. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of reminiscing from those who knew him better. And we've recently been looking through old family photos at the lunches as well. And a lot of these people I don't know, like, because I never knew my grandparents. So it's like my mum's parents and, you know, it's branches of the family that I'm not overly familiar with, because mum was one of 12, 14, I don't know, big family. So there's lots and lots of people. I cut out this star, and I think I'm going to break my own words. Which side's the front? I think that's the front. Break my own word about going for odd numbers. We can count this big circle as the odd number. Yeah, so anyway, we'll be having a nice lunch to a place I haven't been before. Now I'm like, where do I put it? Because we've still got this space, so I'm just going to pop it here. Yep, that's fine. I was like, do I do another star? No, I'm going to leave it. Now, the final thing I want to do, which again is going to require some drying time, but it's the last thing we're going to do. I want to give the whole thing a border, and I'm going to use this bright gold Liquitex ink, and that's going to be my final like metallic part of this tag to meet Joey's prompt. So I've more or less just got the paper to sit it down, because I'm probably going to end up with it on the back, like I've got glitter on the back. I'm just going to use the eyedropper to run around the edge and give it a nice gold border to go with the gold glitter. So pretty, this. I love this ink. It's not, again, not a cheap supply, but I've had it for years, and I don't use it all the time because, for one, it was put away in a drawer and I, you know, forgot about it. But two, not everything I want to be shiny and glittery and sparkly. But I think this will work well. And just finish it off. A bit different to my usual like vintage photo. It's a bit hard to get it even, but it doesn't need to be even the way I'm doing it. Oops, actually dip it in the ink might help. Yep, very uneven. It's fun to get out your supplies that you haven't used for a while and have a play, isn't it? And I feel like this challenge is a really good one to do that with, because you're not having to send it to anybody. So you don't have to get too worried about, you know, making something spectacular, because at the end of the day, you get to keep it. You can put it in your journal, or you can use it in a journal that you're making if it suits a journal that you're making. But you don't have to like really like listen to me talk, the big overthinker. You don't have to overthink it, because it's for you. And all you have to do is meet the 2 prompts, or at least the prompt your partner gives you. Everybody used the Artist Space prompt this month. They usually do use all the prompts. I think it might be safe to just put it on my mat there. So there is my tag for the virtual tag swap for October, with the Artist Space universal prompt and my prompt from Joey Cardmaker of metallic. I hope I met your prompt okay, Joey. It's nothing like your amazing tag that you made for my prompt, but I'm pleased with it. Thanks so much for being here, my friends. Have a great rest of your week and a brilliant weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.